Hey guys, Jake Graham here with another TikTok video thingy. I usually talk politics, sometimes I do karaoke, but it is football season and there's plenty to talk about there. So if you're not a football fan, you don't want to listen to this, keep on scrolling, I totally get it. If you are a football fan, please leave a comment, like the video, tell me your suggestions. On top of being a football fan, my number one team is the New England Patriots. I grew up in New England. I was a fan before Tom Brady. I'm a fan after Tom Brady. And yes, in my opinion, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback to ever play in the NFL. With that said, yesterday's game was not pretty. It was not great. It was a dogfight the whole game, but I think people are underestimating just how good the Raiders are this year. People act like they're the Raiders of old. That is not the case. The Raiders have a very highly explosive offense and a very complimentary defense to boot. I think Patriot fans should actually be overall positive with the performance yesterday. The defense kept us in the game the whole time. The offense is still very new, guys. This is not the same offense that we had last year. Only a few key players are back on that offense. This is still a growing pains. That's all it really is. What I wish I could have seen happen was that offensive line got more time together during the preseason. And I get it. Preseason doesn't really mean much. It doesn't mean anything at all. You don't want your star players getting hurt. It's already, taxing and tolling enough on the body to get back into football shape, let alone playing real NFL scrimmages. You could risk injury, and I get that, but I think the potential for growth and development with that offensive line and chemistry is everything when it comes to an offensive line. No matter what level of football you are in, if you do not have an offensive line, then there's a great chance that you don't really have much of an offense. And I think the Patriots do have an offensive line compared to last year. They certainly do. The problem is the chemistry is not there. I think Drake May needs to have a little more confidence. I think he gets shaken way too early, and after last year, it's something I could totally understand why he would be a little nervous. But at the same time, Drake really needs to calm down and stay a little bit longer in the pocket and make sure he's not rushing the pass. I noticed that a lot yesterday. It seemed like Drake missed some wide open, easy passes, and I think he's just so used to rushing out there. He needs to slow it down. He needs to slow the game down. He needs to start barking orders at the line. Being a longtime Patriots fan, watching Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, those guys are field generals, and it's time Drake May starts to learn how to be a field general. He needs to identify those reads. He needs to make the call. He needs to be confident in his decision making. He's got to be a leader out there. He's young. He's one of the youngest football players. Even though it's year two, he's still one of the youngest football players out there. The kid is literally still growing, still progressing. I don't want to give up on Drake. I don't think he's the next Mac Jones like people are saying. And I don't even think the kid's going to be a bust. But I do think the sophomore year is going to tell you everything we need to know about Drake and where he's going to go. And my personal opinion, and it's just my personal opinion, is he needs to slow it down. He needs to calm down. I think Josh McDaniels needs to please go away from the screens. The screen is a dead play. It works in some cases every now and then, but you can't have it be a main page in your playbook. It's not going to work. Especially that screen where they're throwing all the way to the sidelines. That's a little dangerous. That is dangerous because Drake doesn't have that calm, cool collectiveness to throw the ball straight like someone like Tom Brady did. I'm not saying Drake won't get there, but right now he does not have the confidence to throw a lateral pass, and it shouldn't really be in the playbook at all. Honestly, unless you see a wide receiver out there and he's uncovered and you got an audible out to something, then yeah, that's fine. But right now, I think that screen is way too dangerous. The reward is not worth the risk that comes with that play. If that play gets picked off, it's 6 easy points. So I would like to see them go away from that, and they need to really start wearing down the defensive line with some hard running. We got 3 running backs. We got to use all 3 of them. We got to shuffle them in and out that first half. I know they like to keep one in reserve so they have a fresh feet in the second half, but right now we really got to focus on just the ground pound game. I think if we could open up our ground pound game and give Drake that confidence out in the backfield, then things are going to get a lot better. Well, guys, that is Jake Graham's Patriot Talk for this week. We'll probably be back next week, maybe a little bit sooner, depending on how well the video does. And we'll be back with more Patriot Talk. Peace out, Cub Scout.